What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4, a game I've never made a video on, but a game I've played a lot. I have about 2,000 hours in this game. Does that mean I'm good? Hell the hell no. I still don't understand a lot of things about this game, but I have played it a bunch. If you have watched any of my videos or you're new, I used to make videos on Rise of Nations, and this is like the big boy game of Rise of Nations. I like seeing a funny colour on map get bigger, and today I'm playing a mod within Hearts of Iron called Kaiserredux, which is the sister mod to another mod called Kaiserreich. In this mod, Germany won the First World War. In regular Hearts of Iron 4, it is a World War II game where, of course, you play against the likes of the Germans with the naughty mustache man. But in this world, he is not a thing. The Germans won the First World War. The French and the British turned to communism or syndicalism. The regular Brits fled to Canada, the regular French fled to Africa, and the world is a very different place with a Russia that might possibly go down the extreme route, maybe not, but will certainly come to reconquer a lot of its lost land, a China that is on the verge of a huge civil war, a split India between the British Dominion, communists, and a Prince Federation, and many other interesting things in this world. And today, with all that flavour, with all that coolness going on, who will I play? Will I play the Russians and retake my land? Will I play the Germans and keep my power over all of the world? Will I help carry the revolution? No, I'm going to play Italy. I'm going to unite the Italians. My favourite country in this mod is Lombardy, Venetia. I love this country, I love playing it. It's not the most crazy, in-depth, flavorful country in the world, but I do enjoy going from this little small country to an entire united Italy, and from there making its own empire. One thing with the Italian unification that can happen is that you normally have to conquer a lot of the land. Now, with that, when you conquer it, you then have to reintegrate it, which means the land isn't that useful until you reintegrate it. However, if you peacefully integrate some of this land, it will instantly be integrated right into your land and you can use it to its full capacity. Because of this, because I'm just looking to have a fun, casual Lombardy game, I'm mainly looking to just have to fight the socialists, and there is a way in which you can get these lands here to actually just peacefully integrate within you. To do so, I'm going to head to the custom game rules and scroll down all this bunch of crap and find the Italians down here. First of all, I'm going to make sure the Italian Congress of 1946 goes syndicalist, because if they go the second Garibaldi, that can just be kind of a pain. And I'm also, then the big one here is I'm going to find the democracy, in however the fuck you say that, and I'm going to pick the Legion to take over. Why is that? Because I'm going to go the ideology of national populist. The Legion of the Two Sicilies is also national populist. If a country in Italy is the same ideology as you, you can invite them to join you peacefully rather than having to go to war with them. So I feel like there is a quick recap on why I like Lombardy Venetia. Why would I not want to play the bigger Italian states that clearly have possibly more chance of uniting Italy? Well, don't underestimate these little guys. These guys pack a punch, and they offer a lot of great things within their focus tree. For example, within 1, 2, 3 focuses, I get another research slot. I have 4 already. That's 5 research slots basically right at the start of the game, which is really strong in Hearts of Iron 4. More research, the more advanced you are, which gives you a huge advantage over your opposition. Other really good things like these guns, which allow me then to focus more on other parts of my military rather than having to build up tons of guns. Lots of nice research here with the industry, which lets you get ahead. Of course, with that extra research too, and getting these bonuses is crazy strong. Some really strong military stuff here that allows you to go down here. I like the artillery effort that gives you some nice recovery, attack, and artillery attack and defense, which makes going artillery really powerful. And of course, we're going national populist, who also offers some great things like this huge recruitable population, organization, lots of free experience, and even more really lovely stuff. Even more critical population and reinforcement rate. I'm also an enjoyer of the kind of underdog story of the fact that I am very much one of those smaller Italian states, and yet I get to become the unifier of it. I'm going to go with just building military factories, because I find when you have low civs, it's not really worth building up more civs, especially if you want to be going to war within the next 2 years, which is the aim here. In terms of what I will be doing army wise, I'm going to be going heavy into artillery, of course, for that bonus that I showed you, and also mountaineers. There's a lot of mountains here, mountains down here, mountains here, all around us there are just mountains, and so mountaineers are a very good idea. And of course, you can imagine the first thing I'll be doing is grabbing that beautiful research slot. My aim with the military industry is to first of all get some industry with the artillery and support equipment going, and then after that to mainly start building as much artillery as I can. Don't get me wrong, very important for your men to have guns, but trust me, we'll have enough guns. We need them to have that extra oomph to them. So to kind of recap what's happened here in Italy after the First World War. They lost. The nationalists, the socialists tried to overthrow the monarchy. Monarchy fled to Sardinia, kind of then started fighting each other. Austria kind of came in and saved the nationalists from being taken over, tried to create a federation between them and the two Sicilies and stuff. It failed, and now Italy is stuck in this fragment, stale, nothing happening sort of state where the civil war is clearly going to continue. Our goal is to build up to 1938 hopefully, and around that time be prepared to take on the socialists and unite the Italian peninsula and finally bring Italy back onto the world stage. So the big event that kind of helps us earn our freedom from the Austrians is that the Black Monday has just happened, which is a giant economic crash that happens in Germany in this timeline, which hurts Germany a bunch, and it hits almost the entire world, including Austria. And you'll see in a second, the Austrians cannot handle it, and so because of that, a lot of their investors and stakeholders within our land have dropped out, which essentially removes all their influence from our land. And with that, we are the beautiful Italian green. But of course, as you can imagine, we are also hit by Black Monday, and ouch. Because of that, we're going to bring in early elections, and because of that, people get to choose who is going to help Italy recover from such an economic collapse. I've grabbed that extra research slot, giving us now 5 research slots. Very, very good. Starting off with some beautiful economic stuff. And we're now going to grab these 2 mills to get the support equipment and artillery going, and then grab all these juicy industry bonuses here, and even these electronic bonuses, which we can use to get even more research speed with our 5 research slots. So I'm mainly using my industry bonuses that I'm getting from my focuses to improve my concentrate industry and my improved machine tools, trying to get these 1947 ones nice and early in order to make these mills as productive as possible. Once I complete this focus here, I actually don't do any, and I decide to just wait until elections, which are happening in November, and I want to save my political power. While I know I could go down here and get some infrastructure and some civs right there, which is nice, by the time this focus is going on, the election's complete. And when the election's complete, you want to rush right down into this stuff as quickly as possible, especially this, which will help you fix Black Monday. So I find I just want to save up my political power and wait, because also saving up political power will mean I can get some more army experience stuff. Here comes the general election. We are going to go to the bottom here, pick the national populist, and grab the 4 economic battles in order to fix Black Monday as quick as possible. Like I said, saving up political power is important. You can get things like this, these bonuses, which yes, these will come in handy later, but the main thing is whenever you play Hearts of Iron is thinking about what benefits me right now, and army experience gain benefits me right now. So while getting division buffs is good, you can kind of try grab them just before going into war. It doesn't make a difference, but we're mainly grabbing this stuff for the fact that we need army experience. So that is the aim, because I have to build up some very expensive but strong divisions. Build up some experience, and unfortunately for us, we're going to have a little bit of a revolt. We're going to end up having Venice try and break away from us, and I'm going to need some divisions because I don't have any right now. So here it is, 25 with tons of soft attack with that artillery, 25 with perfect for the mountain tiles, some recon for that extra soft attack on the artillery, and of course we'll add more stuff in later, but for now this is meant to be the big hitter. So when you have when you're about here, you really want to start at least building some of them, because like I said, this revolt's going to happen and we need to be ready. As you can see here, we've finally got rid of Black Monday thanks to rushing down that 4 economic battles, and America has blown up, and I'm going to save up political power and try and get an attaché here, as attachés are super important for getting lovely army experience. Personally, I'd like to send it to Mr. HOI4, just due to the fact that he has a massive amount of front, which means more experience. And now that we've sent that attaché, look at that army experience now start to fly up. So the Venetians are revolting because we basically said there is no Lombardy, Venetia, we are Italy, and they're like, no, we're Venice. Anyway, a little tip for beating them is to deploy your troops, our lovely mountaineers, not fully equipped yet, but they're almost there, into this state right here. You want to do it before they break out, because you can't deploy them if they've already broken out, since it's disconnected from your capital. You can actually stall out the Venetians breaking out by simply just not clicking on the event. You've got 12 days. I'm just going to not click anything and give my mountaineers time to get that extra level up right there. Now that they've broken out, I'm going to quickly go ahead, draw that line, get that planning bonus. This troop here is fine to just stay there. And now it's time to go to war. They're being dumb and exercising literally on the border with me as we're about to go to war, and we're going to take heavy use of that. We also have our ships here, which are going to shoulder bomb, so bam, declare that war, break into there, and that will literally be the war. Ready? Bam, bam, over. And make sure afterwards to click this right here to get some political power and stability back, and if you don't, the Austrians might come and kill you, which is not good. So what am I doing now? I am rushing down here, getting that construction speed, those 4 beautiful military factories, and then from here, I don't think it really matters what one you want to go. Might go down here just to get those civs earlier, but we want to grab all of this. Huge stockpile of guns while we're trying to get as much artillery out as possible. In a way, I think the Venetians actually breaking out just helps you get a bigger stockpile, so it's pretty damn good. And there goes the Spanish Civil War, which we might also want to go ahead, as we're gaining up to 100 political power, gain ourselves a nice little attaché. More of an optional thing, might be something you might want to do, but you might want to even send volunteers over. You know, we've got these lovely mountaineers, we might want to send them over, make use of them. Opportunities there. Now let's start thinking about our main infantry division, give them a cool little logo, and like I said, we're going heavy artillery, heavy. We're going for some 9-4s, 9 infantry, 4 artillery, and of course we'll be grabbing things like engineer, the recon for that extra artillery soft attack, and in the future I'll be adding things like anti-air and even maybe those flame medium tanks that you can grab. Once you have done centralized power, so now that we've done centralized power, we then get this little ideological split. I'm going to pick the bottom one, which is like the pro-monarchists. The reason why we picked the pro-monarchists is because you then get the fate of the House of Savoy, which now will allow us for the possibility to unify with Sardinia. What we want is to say yes, we want to pick whoever, and then we need to wait for their response. We might need to do a little bit of save scumming, but is what it is. So, sounds like a good event, right? No, it actually isn't, because what happens is if I say yes, I get them. Awesome, right? But you'll notice that if I click on the state and go to here, it says it's an occupied state. This is not cored. And so now I have to garrison this land and wait until it gets to 50 compliance to integrate it. Instead, you want to get this event. After some save scumming, you can get them to answer with this one. So basically they said, yes, but we want you to take our king, which is fine. And so we'll say, very well. And then eventually we'll get them, we'll go into their state, and now they're cored. They're not occupied, can't even go to occupied territories, they are cored, which means I don't have to spend time garrisoning them and waiting to be able to core them. I don't understand why them saying flat yes gets you no cores, but them saying yes but it gets you cores. Bit strange. That is huge. We now have their army here, which we can decide to either disband and take their guns, or we can at least use them for some filler on the front line, which I think I'll do. And of course we get some of their factories, we get everything because they're cored. Another big thing is we would of course got in their stockpiles, which means even more guns, and that's why we don't really focus on building much guns. We get plenty of it for free. We need tons of artillery. Okay, now it's time to start heading for the military stuff, grabbing that artillery effort, maybe getting some extra gun research and some Mountaineer 2s, and then it'll be time for war. Okay, so now from building up our industry, focusing on that artillery, getting those attaches, you can see here I've been able to get into integrated support, which is a super strong part of superior firepower, making us have crazy soft attack. Got these lovely divisions here. We've got our Mountaineers ready. We've got quite a good chunk, 14 of those really good high artillery infantry. The Mountaineers ready to go in. Mountaineer 2s, getting the guns. Might want to wait for the Mountaineer 2s before we go to war, which, you know, it's not too much time here. But we've now done this, begin the Res Regimental, which allows us, I probably said that so badly, but allows us to now click this to attack them. This literally declarable the moment you click it, which often you can catch these guys off guard. You might catch them train on the border or without much troops on the border, which lets you instantly break through very effectively. I think I'll wait until I get Mountaineer 2s, which isn't too far away. So while I wait, let's just grab some more army experience. Mountaineer 2 coming in, bam, and I think it's time for us to go for it. As you can see, the moment I click this, bam, we declare that war. First things first, getting these Mountaineers centralized into breaking through into the mountains and cutting off the country. Break for this river. It's very weak militia, so it shouldn't be too hard. And then also these rivers here, which we want to try and break through as quick as we can. And of course, make sure you have your air force out. Broken through here, this is a key opportunity right now to quickly try and do some cut-offs. Let's try and cut them off here. And also sneak into Turin. See, doing like a full spread out, cutting off that division there. Come around, take that. We wrap around, help kill that off. Turin taken. Broken through in Parma. Want to break through. We've already taken Turin. You can finish this war by taking Florence. So let's see if we can rush Florence. We want to cover ourselves here. One goes into Florence while the others kind of go in other directions to stop any moving troops, like so. In the mountains, we should be able to hurt them badly. Boom. Florence is in within reach. And there goes Florence. Let's see, do we need Bologna as well? Bologna. Might need a bit more. But as you can see, we have completely overwhelmed them. Absolutely overwhelmed them. Bam. Easy as that. Barely had to even fight. As mentioned at the start, because we made these guys go down national populist, we get the ability to invite them to our country instead of having to go to war with them. So we're going to set up the political power, offer them into our country, and that will be us big and strong. Another tip, of course, we didn't get these guys peacefully, so we have to integrate them. A good way to kind of speed that up a bit is to create an agency. Also going to now try and build up some civs. We need to get a good civilian economy going, and once we have that going, then we can start making some huge amounts of mills. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to invite the Kingdom of Sicily. Like I said, make your agency and get psychological warfare, as that gives you extra compliance growth. And they have agreed to join us. Bam. just like that, we have really united Italy. And as you can see here, going on to their states, because they peacefully accepted, it's cored. All of this is cored. We get everything straight away. No occupying and having to wait ages for the compliance to go up. We are now just instantly nice and strong. Get access to all of their lovely military factories, which instantly allows us to start trying to kickstart a stronger army. Getting ourselves a stronger air force too would be lovely. And we can also do the same for the Papal States. We do have to wait a little bit though. Sometimes the two Sicilies will eat up the Papal States themselves, but in this case they haven't. But in a way, if they do eat up the Papal States, they don't core it, and then you eat them and you still have to core Rome. But here we actually get the opportunity to just to core them ourselves, which is way better. Of course, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some flame engineers because they're very, very strong. You can make them very cheap here. Again, likes of diesel engine for that reliability. Popping it on, bam, super cheap, just as cheap as a piece of support equipment. And we can get those onto our divisions because they give really strong terrain buffs. And the Papal States has agreed. Bam, and that should be them. Also instantly cored. The capital is moved to Rome, and we have united Italy. For more than a decade, Italy was sundered, bearing the scars of the civil war which plunged the peninsula into disunity. It knew for so long before the 19th century, yet today the victorious government, once again resigning in Rome, has proclaimed the reunification of the Italian people, rehearing in a new era for a home of European civilization. Only time will tell if the people of Italy can successfully put aside their differences a second time in their history. And we've gone from small little Lombardy Venetia to a beautiful united Italy. From here we have the ability to go to Italy United, grab this, and we unlock a new bit of focus tree over here, which allows us to start possibly expanding. But this video is probably long enough as it is. I may make a part 2 where I go farther into Italy, but that is how I like to unite Italy with Lombardy. I'm now left with a good, way bigger industry that I can now focus on, maybe getting tanks and air, making a bigger, strong army, again, compacted with tons of artillery. And of course, we're going to continue making more of these strong mountaineers. And the thing about Italy is it has such freedom to really decide what it wants to do in the world stage. From there, we can fight the Syndicalists, we could go fight the Entente, we could fight anybody we damn wanted. Or we can ally with them. The options are all there. Italy has such freedom and the strength to do it. Here's an example of a previous game. In fact, this isn't even the full extent of where I went to. Took out the Austrians, I went on to take out the French, the British, went into Africa, took all of this, went on to make a huge empire. That is the fun you can have with Italy once you unify it, because again, Lombardy Venetia has such really strong buffs that make it super, super strong and fun. And I'm sure with the fact that you saw that I had a stacked army with tons of artillery, really good mountaineers, that even if I decided to not do the game rules, I would still have the opportunity to probably beat the Sicilians, beat Rome, and unite Italy that way. Just I wouldn't have that integrated land straight away, which would make me a bit weaker for a while. I also noticed I have a Albanian puppet. I guess two Sicilies must have done that or something. Sure. So I may make another video where I just finish off the campaign, see what I can get up to, who can I beat, what lands can I take, and in fact you even get the option to do a Latin Union, which I personally don't do. I think it's overpowered, where basically if you pick it, you get all cores in France, all cores in Spain, all cores in Romania, war goes on them. Really overpowered to just get free cores like that. It's very much quite more of a OP way to do it. I like to just stick with Italy. And that is everything for me. I am going to head off now. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you watch this entire video, thank you very much, and I will see you guys in the next year when I get bored and make another video.